You are insanely cool.
Do we get that? Do we get that clearly? You are insanely cool, I think is what he said.
Jason Bateman is everywhere these days.
All right.
But he's not letting it go to his head.
There you go.
This summer is a pretty special time because you're in 2 big movies.
It's very special, Mo.
Yeah.
It's very special.
Well, what is it like seeing your face everywhere?
That part I'm not a big fan of. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a narcissist, but you don't want to wear out your welcome.
I have finally decided who I want to be our new vice president of sales. Me. What do you say?
The first of his summer movies, Horrible Bosses, has already grossed more than $90 million in the U.S. It's a dark comedy about 3 underlings so abused by their employers, they decide, naturally, to kill them.
How are we supposed to fake 3 accidents?
Among these 3, Bateman's the voice of reason, a role he's come to master.
What if that is an undercover cop?
Oh, come on.
Or better yet, what if it's a real thing? He charges so much money we can't afford it, he gets pissed off, kills us.
He's not gonna kill all 3 of us. Hold on.
That's a thing?
Could that happen?
The audience needs to be represented in what is often an absurd situation, and so that's the character I usually get. I'm sort of the tour guide for the audience.
What are you doing? You're not going to ring the doorbell?
That's not easy to do.
Well, I'm not doing hard work. We're not scientists here. Okay.
But in the soon-to-be-released, very R-rated The Change-Up, Bateman gets to break the mold, playing a straight-arrow lawyer who changes bodies with his playboy buddy.
I wish I had your life.
We pee in a magic fountain, and then we switch lives, as you do.
As happens.
That's what happens. So very organically, I get a chance to play the loud, freaky guy that usually the character I play reacts to.
There's more to being a lawyer than what you see on TV, Mitch.
Is there?
Yeah.
I object!
Oh my God.
Okay.
Bateman credits his mother, a British former flight attendant, for his dry wit, and his father, a writer and producer, for the acting bug. He started auditioning when he was 10, and in 1981, at age 12, landed the part of James Cooper Ingalls.
Little House on the Prairie. Was that
your personal favorite? I can see it in your eyes.
I love Little House on the Prairie.
$15! What are you gonna spend it all on, James? I don't know.
Soon after, Bateman's older sister Justine was cast as the superficial Mallory on Family Ties.
Which outfit do you like best? The one I have on now, okay? Or one of the first 6 I tried on?
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you and your sister at one point were financially supporting the family.
No, I think that's overstating it. But there was a contribution to the pot from both of us. It wasn't uncommon for parents to manage kids, and that was sort of the situation at the time.
There would be more successful TV shows. Silver Spoons.
Good evening, Miss Summers.
Good evening.
It's Your Move. The Hogan Family.
What's the upside of being a child star?
You get to skip a lot of school, and girls will talk to you.
Really?
Bateman became a teen heartthrob, and at 18 seemed destined for movie stardom.
Let's talk about Teen Wolf 2.
Great. Great. Finally.
Teen Wolf 2 was his first starring film role.
Oh my God.
But Teen Wolf 2 was a dog.
It was bad then, it's bad today, and I think if you're lucky enough to stick around for a long time, you're going to have some things in your past that are kind of fun to look at.
What's it like when a movie tanks?
Well, it's tough, but you blame it on somebody else and you move on, Mo.
Bateman moved on, but without the success he'd had as a teenager. There were failed pilots and short-lived series, and a TV movie with Katharine Hepburn.
People leave, Miss Bennett. It's a fact of life. Some people die, some walk out, some are pushed away, but we go on.
What did she tell you?
She told me a lot of things. She told me to stop chewing gum. She told me to cut my hair. She told me to stop acting at one point, not as a career choice, but in a particular scene. She said, well, cut, stop acting. And I said, well, what do you mean? She goes, just say it, just say the lines. All right, let's go, let's roll. And then I did. And she'd say, there, that's good.
When he wasn't playing a part, he was just playing. Hard.
The 90s was a lot of playing, and
Now, when you say playing, by the way, how hard were you partying?
you know, going out, drinking, and doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It was fun. It was a blast. But you know, at a certain time, it's kind of not cute anymore, and you catch up, and you want sort of the adult stuff.
I don't want to belabor it, but why not? To go from Teen Wolf 2 to where you are today, how the heck did you turn it around?
I just got lucky. I got a good job. I got Arrested Development.
My lovely wife, Lucille.
The sitcom Arrested Development focused on the dysfunctional Bluth family, with Bateman as the sane center.
They are going to keep Dad in prison at least until this gets all sorted out. Also, the attorney said that they're going to have to put a halt on the company's expense account. Interesting. I would have expected that after they're keeping Dad in jail.
Jason Bateman, Arrested Development.
It lasted just 2.5 seasons, but the part earned him a Golden Globe Award and rebooted his career. In keeping with the show's tone, Bateman 2.0 was funny in a wry, understated way.
Not a lot of people watched Arrested Development.
Right.
But it still helped you.
Yeah, it was, the people in Hollywood watched it, which was great for future employment.
Any suggestions? Alleviate?
With a new lease on showbiz life, Bateman chose carefully, taking mostly supporting roles and working with people he admired in films like Up in the Air, The Kingdom, and Juno.
I'm leaving, Vanessa.
What?
Getting a place in the city. Got it all planned. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
No.
You're great in Juno.
Thank you. That's it? Full stop, period? That's the extent of the things you like?
See, this is one of those things I was hoping you'd fill in and you'd say...
Oh, there was an ellipses on the end.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Was your great in Juno ... Not your great in Juno, end of story.
Thank you, Mo.
Now 42, with his wild years behind him, Bateman is married with a 4-year-old daughter.
Is this a good place to raise a daughter?
His father-in-law knows a little something about being a teen idol.
Your father-in-law is...
Paul Anka. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's great. I certainly pick his brain as much as possible because he went through all this well before I did, and we have a great time.
Settle in, relax, because you're here for the long haul.
30 years into his Hollywood career, Jason Bateman is hoping for 30 more. Mindful of the lessons he's learned along the way.
Fame is a weird head trip, and you don't want to buy the attitude you actually need to be renting. What I'm focused on is making choices that lend themselves to a longer career.
Is it slow and steady wins the race?
For me it is. I love it. I'm a very, very, very lucky guy to still be working today.